right, Shalom. Giving all praise to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well. And as always, we give peace and salutations unto the elect. And I'm going to just jump right into it because, as you just saw, these different nations are not regarding their kings or princes. Now, the king or prince has particular officers that work for him, and that would be his military, his police, and those that he sent out into the streets to get the people in order. So what you just saw, which I believe that was in Brazil or one of those, somewhere in South America, I believe, the people are fed up with the government, you know, and this is all prophecy coming to pass because as it becomes more and more clear what the elite are trying to do, okay, more and more people are standing up to the madness. Now it is not our, you know, it is not a part of our doctrine to go out and do things like that because, as Yahweh Shai said, if this were my kingdom, then would my servants fight. This kingdom here is not what we're fighting to continue. Okay, we have a spiritual battle, but we do understand that there are people out there programmed, all right, and set up to riot, all right, in order for prophecy to be fulfilled. And that's just one small example of what's to come. And these things will take place in the streets of America at some point. And you could already see that people are bucking up against these orders that have been placed, this quarantine, things being shut down, people not being able to gather, people are bucking up. And, ironically, with them trying to make Jake, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, the face of rebellion against this whole coronavirus, the orders that they put out, the majority of the people here in America who are, rebelling and protesting are so-called white people, you know, ironically. This is Second Esdras chapter 15 and 16. It says, for there shall be sedition among men. And that's happening. There's no trust in this world. There's no love in this world, man. And invading one another. Okay. And they shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. You see that? And that's happening right now, even on a small scale. In particular parts of this earth, you're not able to travel from neighborhood to neighborhood or city to city. Now, on a small scale, they tried to set it up here in Babylon, but, they're starting to open things back up, which we said that could be a possibility. But as you can see, there's a new normal. You see, the new normal is social distancing. Okay, you going, if you want to buy clothes from a clothing store, they're going to bring the clothes out to you. Ain't no trying the clothes on anymore. Okay, you want a size 40, all right, 32, or 38, 32. Well, here it is. Good luck. You can't bring it back. It may be some new policy, but there's a new way of life that they're trying to set up because they don't want gatherings either. And the reason they don't want gatherings is where gatherings are where minds, start to meet. Okay. And what they call revolutions are started, man. And see, we have a spiritual revolution going on here, man, that they can't put their hands on, man. And they're going to try to link us to a lot of these protesters that are out, actually physically trying to take this place down. But as you can see, there's going to be a big resistance against this new world order, man, which these troops are going to come down with some great wrath. Esau is going to come down with great wrath, but he's going to be met with great resistance, even by his own kind. Okay, even by his own kind. That's what the scripture say in Isaiah, the 19th chapter. I will set the Egyptian, okay, against the Egyptian, man. These devils and their politics, Okay, in pretty much every facet of their rulership, they're divided. Now, I'm gonna get this video real quick, and I'm gonna play this because here in Texas, they what are they saying? We're not gonna take the mark of the beast. Okay, now you even have atheists that know what the mark of the beast is. You have people who really don't even believe in the Bible that know that these elite are trying to do, okay, what the Bible said would be happening in the latter days, and that's the mark of the beast, man. Okay, you got a lot of people who don't even have a faith, who are like, man, you're not putting no damn chip inside of me, man. I'm not taking no vaccine. Okay, so you're gonna see a heavy resistance. Like literally, they're gonna take it to the streets physically to come up against the devil and his plan, man. And ironically, it's going to be a lot of his own people doing it. You see, everything that Esau does on the left-hand side, the Lord counteracts it because they were trying to make Jake the face of rebelling against this coronavirus. And they're still going to do it. They're still going to use you niggas as a scapegoat to roll. You know, every time you turn on the news, the African American and Latino problem with the COVID-19 and you know the rapid, you know, numbers of deaths amongst your people is brought up. Why? Because they're gonna put heavy troop activity in military and FEMA troops in your neighborhoods where you are to say that they got to get a hold of, you know, people with it and people who won't follow the social distancing and all of this. But ironically, the main people who are not following these rules are Edomites. The main people who are bucking up against these, and let's not act like Esau, Edom ain't sick as hell and be dying, you know, as well, man. You know, and we believe that anyone who goes to the hospital for anything, Esau, Edom is putting that virus, okay, as to the name of it. I mean, as what they came for and making money, because these doctors in times where there are pandemics, the doctors that treat these particular patients, okay, they're paid double. If you were paid 16,000 a patient, well, now you're paid $40,000 a patient if you treat someone with this COVID-19. So if anyone comes in, they have a system. It's a money racket to where, you know, because yeah, the virus could be real, but the numbers that they're presenting to you are not. You know, they need fear. They need mind control. It's all witchcraft, man. This devil has been doing witchcraft on a high level forever and ever, man. And we're living in a time where people are now finally figuring his ass out, man. And that's all because of prophecy. Esau, Edom will be made bare. And it's like now that it's out there about this mark of the beast, when he brings it, it's no excuse. It's gonna be like, because I wonder, like, what are they saying in these meetings? You know, knowing that this is written in the Holy Scriptures, and this is what they're trying to do. People are openly saying they're not going to take the mark of the beast, man. Let me play this video.
It's flocked to the reopened beaches in Jacksonville, Florida. The mayor declared this controversial move as essential activity, even as the state hit more than 27,000 coronavirus cases. It's what authorities call a pathway back to normal life. But in other parts of the US, the scenes are very different. Across the country, a small but growing protest movement is calling for restrictions to be eased. From Utah to Wisconsin, in both Republican...
Utah. Edomites. That's Edomite Africa right there. Utah. You see, they're rebelling. Now, the thing is, a lot of these lower level Edomites have figured out that this white supremacy system that they fought for and took pride in is now working against them. Now it's either you're rich or poor. You see, now in ancient Rome, that was the very same thing that happened before its downfall. They took away the middle class. Same thing is happening here. And a lot of you so-called white people who fought for America, the founding fathers, and, this whole image of Edomite supremacy, now you're finally starting to see that your elites don't give a shit about you. And that they got the same plan that they got for a lot of the Israelites. A lot of you so-called white people, which some of you could be Israelites, but at the end of the day, a lot of you are Edomites. There's a sacrifice amongst you. They're going to get rid of a whole hell of a lot of you. You're starting to struggle. Because if you notice over the last 10 years, Esau, Edom, especially over the last 5, is starting to say it's us against the elite, meaning, the so-called Negro and the struggles we have as the so-called Latino. Now it's us against the bankers. No. Now, yeah, you are at the end of the day a slave in your own kingdom, just like, us. But you are Edomite. You fought and agreed with all of the things that happened to us. Now that it's starting to affect you, now that you're poor as hell and broke, and don't know where your next meal is coming from and living check to check. Now you want to say something needs to be changed. Either way it goes, though, you Edomites are pissed off. Look at this. Protesting. These ain't so-called Negroes. These are so-called white people. Now, Jake is out there.
A pathway back to normal life. But in other parts of the US, the scenes are very different. Across the country, a small but growing protest movement is calling for restrictions to be eased. From Utah to Wisconsin, in both Republican and Democratic-led states, people are taking to the streets, urging a return to normal life.
We are still a free country, at least for now. And people have to make a decision. And that's their personal decision if they don't want to be 6 feet apart or 7 feet apart. I can't dictate that to them.
Despite declaring that individual governors are in charge, President Donald Trump seemed to encourage the protests in a series of tweets on Friday. All 3 states have Democratic governors. His tacit support is seen as deeply political in a time of crisis.
I notice there are a lot of protests out there, and I just think that some of the governors...
Now, if these were so-called Negroes, oh boy, everybody it would be a problem. If these were Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, especially Judah, this would be a big problem. They're not social distancing. They said to hell with social distancing, man. They're fed up. They want to get back to that good old American way of life, man. Hey, and this is the new normal. You ain't going to be able to, hey, after a while, man, if you're not social distancing and stuff like that in certain parts of the world, man, they're going to start arresting you, man. And you wait till they start arresting a lot of these Edomites, man. See, Esau, Edom is he gonna fight. He's gonna use that sword, man. Even against his own rulers, man, because they're finding out that a lot of these governors and the rulers of this world are demons, man. And Donald Trump is a puppet, man. We know who's truly in charge, man.
have gotten carried away. We have a lot of people that don't have to be told to do what they're doing. They've been really doing everything we've asked them.
In New York, the epicenter of the pandemic, measures to ease restrictions are still far off. The state's governor says this is no time to play politics.
How does this situation get worse? And get worse quickly? If you politicize all that emotion. We cannot go there. That's why I work so hard. When anyone raises any political agenda to me, I work so hard to distance myself from it.
Some states are beginning to ease restrictions. Many are still battling the coronavirus, and testing is in short supply. The desire to get back to some kind of normal is clear. The careful approach to doing so vital.
Thank you all very much.
In a nation divided, it was perhaps inevitable that politics would play a part, no matter what challenges lay ahead. Throughout this crisis, the mantra has been we're in it together, but any sense of unity now seems to be falling apart. Conservatives believe the cure is worse than the disease. Others that there needs to be a more science-based approach. The fact remains many states are yet to peak in their coronavirus cases. The decisions governors make now will be crucial, but that hasn't stopped some trying to score political points. Andy Gallagher, Al Jazeera, Miami, Florida.
And everybody wants to talk about God. When things were normal, you wasn't living a godly life. You wasn't calling on the God to come save us and deliver us. You want America to continue. You just want to be able to go to the club and be a hoe and be a nigga. See what this is talking about.
Thousands of protesters fled Michigan State's capital over the governor's stay-at-home order. Listen.
Instead of looking at essential and non-essential, let's start looking at what's safe and unsafe and start getting people back to work.
Quarantine is for the sick, not for the healthy. It's time to open up.
We're going to take our liberties and we're going to keep them and we're going to fight for them.
Eat a mic.
The order is the strictest in the nation with pushes back on family visits.
So they're trying to push that you Jakes are the main ones rebelling. Well, voila, look at this.
Can't go to your own summer house. Can't use a jet ski.
Even talking to other so-called black people, those who are not in the know, they're talking about how niggas ain't taking it serious and disobeying the order, but they act like the so-called white man ain't doing the same damn thing. See, that's the power of the media, man, the witchcraft. But they're even showing you in their own media that people of their own kind
can't use a motorboat, but can use a canoe. Let's bring in the host of Liberty File, Fox Nation, Judge Andrew Napolitano.
And at the end of the day, Esau Edom is done, man. I bring this out a lot, but this is Jeremiah 49:7. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord, is wisdom no more in Teman? Now, Teman, let me look that up. Because when he was supposed to be, or that landmass was supposed to be where some of the wisest Edomites were. But I know Teman was the actual, I believe, a grandson. Tayaman. South, son of Eliphaz, grandson of Esau, one of the dukes of Edom. The tribe descended from one of the noted for the wisdom of its people. See, the Temanites, Teman was a very wise, and they were known for their wisdom, man. And at the end of the day, these devils, their rulership, their plan, what they got going on, is stupid. It's stupid. Clearly, they got a plan going on. They're doing some wickedness, man. And they're trying to hide it behind this COVID-19 coronavirus. And people have woken up. They're like, this is bullshit. Even their own kind. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is the counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? This is the New World Order? This is what y'all going to come with? Why don't you just bring the troops and do what you got to do, man? You're trying to forge and force and lie and hide, and you've been found out. Even everyday hot dog and Mountain Dew drinking Americans are figuring out that this is some bullshit. So we getting at that point where this prophecy that we were reading, that they're not going to regard their kings nor princes. Okay, also uproars of the people. Let's get that. Let's see here. What was the second address? Here we go. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 9:1. He answered me and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And that's what we're doing. We're measuring the times diligently. Okay? And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and you see uproars of the people, man. So you see people are uprising. People are in a spirit of like we got to take our lives back. These people are trying to, track us. These people, basically, this is the what Nimrod tried to do in a technological way. And I want to touch on that, Lord willing. I get to that lesson tomorrow. But this is nothing but the what Nimrod tried to do. Okay, but in a whole nother way, the Tower of Babel all over again, man. And people are figuring it out. And even in their ungodly minds, they have a spirit in them to be against this bullshit. Even they can be Satanists. They can believe in, but there's a spirit in them that the Lord is going to put spirits in particular of them to uprise against this madness, man. And you're going to see uproars of the people in the world. You see earthquakes. There was an earthquake in Idaho, I believe. There's earthquakes all over the earth here in Texas where it ain't even known because the earth is fighting back. Then shall thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things before the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. And that's the power of this word, man. That these things were spoken, okay, before we were even born, man. And now we're living to see them come to life. Now, this is an article. Real quick, I wanted to show you this one. It's an Edomite. Freedom is essential. They don't give a day. They're tired of this madness, man. Now, this is off of allnewspipeline.com. Tyrants cracking down upon Americans growing their own food. See, it's going to be illegal for you to grow your own food. It's already pretty much illegal. How is alcohol essential, but seeds aren't essential? How are you shutting down farming, okay, and production, and these trucks ain't really moving like that? You ain't paying the truckers what they should be due. So the truckers are going to go on strike. Pretty much there's going to be an uproar on all levels of society. Who's this devil? This is what the world needs, right? Get the fuck out of here. Okay, but these tyrants, these devils are cracking down upon Americans growing their own food, setting up Americans for starvation as prepping suddenly becomes popular with the masses. Now people are prepping. They see that something is going on, man. How you gonna stop people from growing food, bro? This is how you know that we're at the end. This man wants full control. He wants you to come to him for air. You want to breathe? Go to the big bad white man. Go to the elite of this world. Then you buy some air. Teeth yellowed, baby blood, and they stuck in their back teeth. This is a complete demon, and all these pedophile rings are going to be exposed too, man. You got uproars about that. And when you look at a lot of these uproars, it's literally Esau against Esau, man. Oh, man. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Yeah, there's gonna be a food shortage. The scriptures talk about lack of bread. They're gonna be invading each other's houses for lack of bread. And on a small scale, you see that happening now. But how much more once they shut down these little markets that you can go to get food, and you're only going to be able to go to Walmart, Costco, Kroger. Those are going to be the only stores where you're going to be able to get food. And when you get there, the lines are going to be around like absolutely long. People are going to be arguing, fighting. People will come out the store with bread. People in line going to try to take it from them. It's going to get to that point, man, very, very soon, man. But, at the end of the day, prophecy is on point right now, man. Like, the Egyptian is definitely fighting against the Egyptian, man. Okay, it's getting bad, unemployment, and all it is behind a damn virus Clearly, we know you devils are doing something. And everybody knows. So you elite are through, man. Bill Gates, guilty, looking guilty as hell, looking still. Everybody know he's the devil. Even the other devils know he's the devil. This is a horrible kingdom, man. It's going out horribly. Just as it was built on horrific matter, it's going to go out horrific, man. Everybody disagreeing. No, everything's it's confusion everywhere. Isaiah 19:2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother and every one against his neighbor, city against city and kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols. And even when they seek to the idols, everybody know these people are a bunch of damn satanic monsters, man. The people they put in front of you, people are figuring out a lot of stuff, man. People are figuring it out, man. The idols and the charmers, and to those that have familiar spirits, and to wizards, why they putting this spirit cooking chick in line with the microchip and this technology. Elon Musk, all of these are a bunch of damn demons and witches, and you Edomites are getting ready to lose. Your kingdom is crumbling. Kwam Yashala. Shalom.